as always, flowing from the Survival Scrolls. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades. And this is Bridging Fears. Let's go. Family, I just posted on my Instagram how, yes, the world has been opening up. But there are, I like to call them little monsters. And these little monsters come from the government. There is the lack of aid, the lack of unemployment that's going to be cut off or has been cut off. I guess depends on what part of the United States one is in. There is also the moratorium on rent that has stopped. What is one to do? How do you get by? How do you keep a roof over your head? How do you feed your children? As many people have gone back to work or are working from work, there are a great many that are still unemployed. There is going to be a large population, a large product of uninhabited homes throughout the United States. For those that are into wholesaling, for those that are into overages, for those that are into surplus funds, you're gonna make a killing. You're gonna have a field day. But those are entrepreneurs. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how does one maintain, create, be able to live. You know, you always hear the phrase, "Oh, times are rough, times are rough." Times have always been rough. What are you gonna do when your unemployment runs out? What are you gonna do when the landlord comes knocking on the door for his or her rent? What are you going to do? You look at the destitute of many families. You see the stories. YouTube. You see the many stories of individuals who have been trying, can't seem to get ahead. You see the fact that the government says, well, $15 is the minimum. That's all you really deserve. There are those that are fighting against it. But how do you pay a $1,200 rent on $15 an hour? How do you try to go and get a job, which I'm sure that one can get in a fast food joint, or a job where the level of pay is beyond the struggle that one needs to maintain just to live. And not only live for oneself, but if you have children, if you have elderly parents, mother, father, brother, sister, if you are the only household that is taken care of, how does one be able to do that? Some people may say, oh, well, they should put back the moratorium, But truth be told, it's hard on landlords too. I'm not siding on the landlords. I'm not a landlord. But it's hard for them too. When they've got their mortgages to pay, when they've got their bills to pay for the gas, for depending on the structure of the contractual agreement between tenant and landlord, if light and gas are included, they got to pay for that. The upkeep, so forth and so on. It's not easy for them as well. Very difficult. I knew a gentleman many years ago he was a Section 8 landlord. Now, for those of you that don't know, Section 8 is a government-assisted program for individuals that are in hard times, and the government will subsidize. They will, so long as the come on, dude, make the light. So long as the apartment is upkept and the rent is, I guess you could say, pretty much on time, which it will be, the landlord will always get a pay. The drawback to that is that let's say it's a, $1,500 rent. And forgive me, guys, if I'm saying this incorrectly, please send me a comment, shoot me a text, what have you, and I'll rectify it. But if my memory serves me correctly, let me just fix this a little bit right here, family. Okay. That landlord will receive a check. The problem is that sometimes the tenants are very unruly, and I'm putting it in a very nice context. They're very unruly. And he used to have to go and fix a fridge that was broken on purpose, or a wall that was punched in, or crap. Literally human feces on the wall. How do you get human feces on the wall? And he got tired of it. He's like, you know what? It's a bit too much for me. It's a bit too much for me. I can't keep up with this right here. And I think he went from the 3, he went down to 1. That the tenants that were there were pretty decent people. But it was hard on him. You know, it was hard that if he doesn't maintain within a 30 or 31 day period or 28 day period that apartment, because something broke and he doesn't fix it, then he won't get paid. You know, the subsidized part from the government. He won't get paid for it. So he always had to have money on deck. He always had to have money in hand to be able to address these things. He had to have a painter there. He had to have exterminators there. He had to have shit. He had to have havoc people in havoc suits to clean crap off of a wall. I mean, really? So it's tough on them as well, family. So what is one to do? How do you work around that? How do you do that? You know, when there's unemployment, when there's lack of housing, when the aid has run out, and some people would say, oh, well, you know, the government did as much as they could. You know, they can't keep doling out money and whatever. I remember this from an individual from the Taxation and Finance Department. He was talking about the difference between the IRS and the Taxation and Finance. And the difference is Taxation and Finance needs their money yesterday because they're state. The IRS prints their money every day, practically. I mean, he was being facetious about it, but nonetheless, he was trying to make a point. So family, how is one to work around these problems? How are you supposed to live when the very place that you're trying to live in can't help you anymore, or chooses not to help you, or what have you? That is going to cause a haven for crime. Because as you can see, once the pandemic was pretty much under control, as best as the government could make it, crime went up crazy. So what's to say that it won't get worse? What's to say that it won't become a problem even more so? Anyway, family, that's all I have for you today. As always, flowing from the Survivor Scrolls, I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. Let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below. Whatever you do today, family, make a stance, make a statement. Even if silence is your statement, let it be. And again, I'm going to keep reiterating this. Let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below, and that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. Thank you, family, for riding with me. And also, please like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of future uploads. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Let's try to make this channel grow, family. Reach out to me. Let me know about different topics. I know my topics are pretty heavy. Sometimes I try to be a little bit lighthearted about it. But nonetheless, let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. You know, like Machine Gun Kelly, when he was dissing Eminem, he had a song called, he said, let's talk about it. So let's talk about it, family. I bid you guys adieu. And you know my motto, for those that follow me and for those that are just coming on, again, like, share, and subscribe. It'll do the platform a world of good. Stay lovely, stay sexy, but most of all, family, stay safe. Bid you guys adieu. Peace out.